So I'm going to do my own survey, Mark. How many of you have companies that have outbound marketing activities going on? There we go. I like to see that. So there's a joke in the blogging community in sales and marketing that there's the inbound mafia right there and the outbound mafia. Who looks more like Tony Soprano? So GreenLeads is a company that's kind of unique. We do outbound programs for companies like yours. We do appointment setting, pay for performance models, say that 5 times a day. And we do it at a high production rate. So one of the things when we started out, we were really conscious of was getting good people. And having good people is important, but finding them is difficult. Training them is difficult. Retaining them is even more difficult. So we're always looking for tools that help them do their jobs better. Tools that can incentivize them, tools that can make them feel as if they're getting more out of their day. And there's nothing worse than walking by one of your best reps and saying, hey, how's it going? And they go, it's tough this week. But if you can give them things that make them feel like they're way ahead of the curve, they're pumped up, they're ready to go, they're flying. And it's a really important thing for our business because being on the phone all day is difficult. But I will say it's changed over the years. So let me tell you a little bit first about our Sales 2.0 platform, and then we're going to talk a little bit about what's changed recently. We, like most of you, consume data. We use lots and lots of data, so you'll see tons of data tools there. There's one, I have a little bit of a secret weapon, I think, and that's LinkedIn. If you're not using LinkedIn every day in your inside sales department, you should be. My guys have LinkedIn up on one screen, they have Salesforce on the other, and they're bouncing back and forth all day. And I'm not talking about, let's see how I'm connected to Joe. I'm talking about what does Joe do for work. Everybody's LinkedIn record looks like a resume. And you can basically find out, is this guy, if I sell software development tools, is he into agile software development? Is he a scrum master? And all that stuff's right at your fingertips. So get your people using LinkedIn. That's a huge tool, and it's practically free for most sales reps. We're a HubSpot client. Shameless plug, but the outbound guy is getting lots of inbound leads now. So you have to adapt to your environment. One of the things that is important to us is being able to change with the times. A couple of years ago, we looked at what it would take to do our job on a daily basis. And I'm going to move on to the next page, but I kind of want to bounce back. But if you look on the left, upper left, what a typical outbound activity used to be in a day was about 110, 120 dials, and that's with a guy that's dialing with his brains, okay? And this is for a pure outbound facility, not people that are doing relationship selling, quoting, configurations, etc. Below that, and all I'm doing is looking at the left side of the chart right now, below that you'll see where it says yesterday, how many conversations a day were they having? And if you look at your typical outbound team, they'll work all day long to have 8, 10 real conversations. And in our business, appointment setting, you need to have a conversation before you can get the appointment. And, inbound leads are great. I want every one of them I can get. Outbound leads are great. But if you're not having a conversation with somebody, the sales process doesn't start. And that's one of the most important pieces of what we're going to talk about. So what we did is we went and said, okay, what can we do to modify our productivity, client satisfaction, which is huge in our industry. If you hire a performance-based company, you're at the whim of what they can produce. So producing steady was important, getting efficiencies for the business, and then knowing everything we could about what we were doing and keeping our reps happy. If you have a rep that's at the top of their quota scale, and they're doing everything they can to work hard, what happens when they're doing 120 dials a day, they're getting 10 conversations, and then if you look at the upper right, their appointments per week start dropping, okay, what they're doing every day. They're quota-based, and what's happening is exactly what Mark pointed out. People don't answer their phones as much. People use email more for conversations. People don't even have desks on their phone, on their phones on their desk. How many people don't even have a phone? I live off my cell phone and I have a headset, that's it. There is no more Cisco phone system. I hope there's no Cisco people in here. But we have a call center with no dial pads. Our call center is all headsets and everything's done with a mouse. Click to dial. So they're living through this and they're going 2006, 2007, 2008. Mike, I'm dying, I'm not making quota. So we're coming up with everything we can to make them happy. We stumble upon about 18 months ago, 2 years ago, ConnectAndSell. And at first, my gut instinct was, okay, tell me what it does. Sounds a little bit, like people in the sky, which is exactly what it is. And what it did was it allowed me to take my best people and get a full day of extra production with 1 hour of work during that day. So where they used to get 120 dials in a day, they can now achieve 300 dials in a day by using ConnectAndSell. Where they used to get 10 conversations in a day, which resulted in 2 meetings, and then that slipped to about 1.6 meetings, now they're getting back to their 10 meetings a week, 20 conversations a day. And we're doing that by supplementing their work with ConnectAndSell hours. And some people have approached me today and asked me about it. And they said, well, Mike, isn't ConnectAndSell kind of a big investment? I said, yeah. We're paying on a monthly basis the same as 3 or 4 headcounts. But think about that. I didn't hire 3 or 4 people. I didn't have to train 3 or 4 new people. And I spread that cost amongst all my good people that I want to retain, and now they're making their numbers again. It really has a lot of benefit. Side benefits are data quality, because your data's always got to be good. So if you don't have good list hygiene, you're going to want to back away from this and think about your list before you even jump in. But the production itself is just incredible. I would say that I had a guy, this is kind of another ConnectAndSell tip. Mark, there's actually, you guys are all MIT guys, right? There's an MIT study about the best time of the day to connect with people. Fantastic study. It was done by InsideSales.com. Blog article on my site, written and powered by HubSpot. And it goes over the chart. And you're absolutely right. From 3 to 6, peak times. Top of the hour, peak times. But with ConnectAndSell, you can target those times. So instead of spending all day and working the cycle, you say, okay, 8 to 9 in the morning, people are at their desk drinking coffee and doing their last night's emails. I'm going to crank out 200 dials. So it really lets you capitalize on efficiencies. Garrett?
Have a seat. Thank you.